Hello, friends. We're on to the second part of our Perspective, a Space Odyssey project inspired by Giorgio de Chirico. So, you need a couple of things to do this project. So, last week, as you all know, we found our vanishing point and we drew a sort of room all around our vanishing point using 1 point perspective. So, this week, what I would like you to do is cut out those parts that we left white on our drawing and draw a bunch of planets and things on a black sheet of paper, which will be our background. So, I guess what you would need for this is you would want a black sheet of construction paper and oil pastels and a pair of scissors and a glue stick. Those are the things that you would have ideally. If you don't have oil pastels or if you don't have a black sheet of paper, there are some other things you can do. For example, if you don't have a black sheet of paper, you can just color in the sections that we left white, that we left to cut out. You can color them all in with a Sharpie, or you could use a watercolor palette and just color it all black and then wait for that to dry or wait for the Sharpie to dry and go in with oil pastels or colored pencils or crayons to add your planets to the background. But I need a couple things from you for this project. I want this project to have a foreground and a background. What I mean by that is I want the background to show something. And ideally, this background would show space. The thing is, if you want your background to have a sun and a hilly treetop mountain beauteous sort of thing, you can do that, but there has to be a foreground, which we already made, and a background, which I would like you to make space, but then again, you don't have to make it space. And then I want you to draw two things in the background. They can be, or at least two things. They can be, like I said, they can be the planet or the little alien I drew, or if you want to do a different background, you can make your different things, a tree and the sun, things like that. So those are your materials and your expectations for this project. Let's get started. Hey friends, it's me, Miss P. So here is the second part of our Perspective projects. Perspective, a Space Odyssey. So I'm actually going to start with just simple coloring. I just wanted to color in these bottom squares. You don't have to do this, and I saw a lot of you chose different colors and made everything look really nice. And I just wanted to remind you all that you don't have to do the same colors that I do when you do projects like this. It's, it looks great either way, any way you do it. So I wanted to tell you guys, if you don't have the markers or anything like that, never worry about that sort of thing, because it is okay. So right here, like I said, I am just coloring in my bottom squares. You don't have to do that. You can make white the other color if you like. Okay, here we go. So with this piece of paper that we have right here, we are going to draw our background for this project. I'm using oil pastels because they show up really nicely on this black piece of paper. I would like you to use a black sheet of paper for the background, but if you don't have a black sheet of paper, that's fine. You can just draw the planets or whatever in that cutout space that we labeled in the beginning. You can just, paint it over with black watercolor, let it dry, and then do oil pastels over that. That would definitely work. You could also use colored pencils for this, I would think, and you could probably get crayons to show up as well on this paper. So I'm going to spend a little while working on my planets. I invite you to look up planets if you don't want to just copy what I did, but if you want to do the same sort of stuff that I did, you could definitely do that. I'm going to spend a while making these different stars. Okay, friends, so now I'm all done coloring in all my planets, and I'm going to take a second to cut out the pieces of this. So the top cutout is pretty easy, but then some of the other cutouts are inside the paper, so they can be more difficult to cut out. I'll show you the technique that I did. I cut straight from the bottom and then went in from the sides to cut it out. And after that, I used a different technique where I just stab the paper or sort of cut it a little bit with my scissors and then get my scissors in there and then cut around from there. And you can use that technique for all of those things. If you didn't know how to do this before, you know now, it's very useful. Hooray! I have my piece all cut out now, and that's exciting. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a glue stick and just apply some glue onto the back of my nice little drawing here. And then after I feel like it's been adequately glued, I'm gonna go ahead and fit that piece of paper onto my background. Yay! Okay, I just wanted to note here that it is a little bit tough getting things lined up. Just try to line it up with the corners of your paper that you have and get all of the long edges measured up with your sides. Another good idea would be after you've cut out the side pieces, the side windows, you could tape those back on to the bottom piece, like tape on the back side of the paper. So it's all connected again, and that way you can attach it, or you can just really do what I did and try to line it up. See, that worked fine too. Or you can use a poking out scissor technique for all of the things you do. It's really up to you. But I was very happy with mine and how it came out, and I hope you feel the same way about yours. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.